Xin Jiao, and welcome to the Miss Grand International 2017 Best in Swimsuit competition. We are here in the Vin Pearl Phu Quoc Resort in Vietnam, and we are so excited to have you. I am Lise Garcia, your host, Miss Grand International 2014, and today we will see the girls competing one by one in their swimsuit attire. This is so important because their scores will tabulate for the Grand Finale Miss Grand International 2017 on October 25th. Stay tuned on our Facebook where you'll be able to vote for your favorite, and we will let you know how. So we are ready to meet our judges. Our first judge, Ms. Teresa Chaivisut. She's the Vice President of Miss Grand International Organization. Ms. Ariska Putri Pertiwi, Miss Grand International 2016. Miss Madison Sarah Anderson, third runner-up at Miss Grand International 2016. Miss Michelle Gabriela Leon, fourth runner-up of Miss Grand International 2016. Mr. Leslie Huang, Master of Arts and Designer. And Miss Zhang Mi, Miss Hung Temple. Thank you to all of our judges. And now we would like to introduce our VIPs. Mr. Chan Ming Ting, Chairman and CEO of Lasta Multimedia Company. And Mr. Nawat Itzagraya Yasil, President of Miss Grand International Organization. Welcome back to the Miss Grand International 2017 Best in Swimsuit competition. And now we are ready to see all of our contestants, starting with Miss Grand Argentina. Measurements are 35, 25, 38. Miss Grand Australia. Miss Grand Australia is 175 height. Her measurements are 33, 23, 37. Miss Grand Bahamas. Miss Grand Bahamas is 164 in height. Her measurements are 30, 24, 33. Miss Grand Belarus. Miss Grand Belarus is 177 in height. Her measurements are 34, 23, 34. Miss Grand Belgium. Miss Grand Belgium is 172 in height. Her measurements are 29, 24, 36. Miss Grand Bolivia. Miss Grand Bolivia is 174 in height. Her measurements are 34, 25, 36. Miss Grand Brazil. Miss Grand Brazil is 168 in height and her measurements are 31, 24, 36. Miss Grand Bulgaria. Miss Grand Bulgaria is 180 in height and her measurements are 32, 25, 38. Miss Grand Cambodia. Miss Grand Cambodia is 174 in height and she measures 32, 27, 36. Miss Grand Canada. Miss Grand Canada is 175 in height and her measurements are 37, 28, 39. Miss Grand Chile. Miss Grand Chile measures 173 in height and her measurements are 33, 23, 34. Miss Grand China. Miss Grand China measures 180 in height and her measurements are 35, 25, 35. Miss Grand Colombia. Miss Grand Colombia measures 177 in height. Her measurements are 32, 24, 35. Miss Grand Costa Rica. Miss Grand Costa Rica measures 176 in height and her measurements are 34, 23, 38. Miss Grand Cuba. Miss Grand Cuba measures 167 in height and her measurements are 34, 25, 39. Miss Grand Czech Republic. Miss Grand Czech Republic measures 173 in height and her measurements are 32, 24, 33. Miss Grand Denmark. Miss Grand Denmark measures 172 in height and her measurements are 32, 26, 36. Miss Grand Dominican Republic. Miss Grand Dominican Republic is 172 in height and her measurements are 31, 25, 33. Miss Grand Ecuador. Miss Grand Ecuador measures 172 in height and her measurements are 31, 24, 35. Miss Grand Egypt. Miss Grand Egypt measures 169 in height and her measurements are 34, 27, 35. Miss Grand England. Miss Grand England is 162 in height and her measurements are 32, 26, 38. Miss Grand Estonia. Miss Grand Estonia is 177 in height and her measurements are 34, 25, 36. Miss Grand Ethiopia. Miss Grand Ethiopia is 172 in height, and her measurements are 31, 22, 34. Miss Grand Fiji. Miss Grand Fiji measures 170 in height, and her measurements are 34, 25, 39. Miss Grand Finland. Miss Grand Finland measures 175 in height, and her measurements are 34, 24, 36. Miss Grand France. Miss Grand France measures 173 in height, and her measurements are 33, 26, 36. Miss Grand Germany. Miss Grand Germany measures 172 in height, and her measurements are 34, 27, 37. Miss Grand Guadeloupe. Miss Grand Guadeloupe is 170 in height, and her measurements are 31, 25, 36. Miss Grand Guatemala. Miss Grand Guatemala is 175 in height, and she measures 37, 27, 38. Miss Grand 80. Miss Grand 80 measures 175 in height, and her measurements are 33, 25, 37. Miss Grand Hong Kong. Miss Grand Hong Kong measures 174 in height, and her measurements are 33, 25, 36. Miss Grand Hungary. Miss Grand Hungary is 170 in height, and her measurements are 33, 25, 38. Miss Grand India. Miss Grand India is 171 in height, and her measurements are 32, 25, 36. Miss Grand Indonesia. Miss Grand Indonesia measures 172 in height, and her measurements are 34, 25, 35. Miss Grand Jamaica. Miss Grand Jamaica measures 178, and her measurements are 32, 26, 37. Miss Grand Japan. Miss Grand Japan measures 170 and her measurements are 31, 23, 31. Miss Grand Korea. Miss Grand Korea measures 175 in height and her measurements are 31, 24, 35. Miss Grand Lao. Miss Grand Lao measures 173 in height and her measurements are 33, 24, 36. Miss Grand Lebanon. Miss Grand Lebanon measures 176 in height and her measurements are 34, 27, 36. Miss Grand Lithuania. Miss Grand Lithuania is 176 in height and her measurements are 32, 23, 38. Miss Grand Macau. Miss Grand Macau measures 171 in height and her measurements are 32, 24, 33. Miss Grand Malaysia. Miss Grand Malaysia is 168 in height and her measurements are 32, 23, 34. Miss Grand Mexico. Miss Grand Mexico measures 176 in height, and her measurements are 33, 25, 36. Miss Grand Mongolia. Miss Grand Mongolia measures 177 in height, and her measurements are 36, 24, 36. Miss Grand Myanmar. Miss Grand Myanmar measures 171 in height, and her measurements are 32, 23, 36. Miss Grand Nepal. Miss Grand Nepal measures 167 in height, and her measurements are 33, 26, 38. Miss Grand Netherlands. Miss Grand Netherlands measures 174 in height, and her measurements are 34, 26, 38. Miss Grand New Zealand. Miss Grand New Zealand measures 168 in height, and her measurements are 36, 29, 39. Miss Grand Nicaragua. Miss Grand Nicaragua measures 169 in height, and her measurements are 32, 23, 34. Miss Grand Nigeria. Miss Grand Nigeria is 172 in height, and her measurements are 32, 24, 34. Miss Grand Northern Ireland. Miss Grand Northern Ireland is 167 in height, and her measurements are 29, 23, 34. Miss Grand Panama. Miss Grand Panama is 171 in height, and her measurements are 37, 27, 37. Miss Grand Paraguay. Miss Grand Paraguay is 178 in height, and she measures 34, 23, 35. Miss Grand Peru. Miss Grand Peru is 180 in height, and her measurements are 33, 24, 34. Miss Grand Philippines. Miss Grand Philippines is 168 in height, and her measurements are 34, 25, 34. Miss Grand Portugal. Miss Grand Portugal measures 170 in height and her measurements are 33, 23, 35. Miss Grand Puerto Rico. Miss Grand Puerto Rico is 180 in height and her measurements are 33, 23, 37. Miss Grand Russia. Miss Grand Russia is 178 in height and her measurements are 34, 23, 36. Miss Grand Scotland. Miss Grand Scotland measures 173 in height and her measurements are 34, 26, 35. Miss Grand Serbia. Miss Grand Serbia is 173 in height and she measures 34, 25, 37. Miss Grand Sierra Leone. Miss Grand Sierra Leone measures 175 in height and her measurements are 32, 24, 34. Miss Grand Slovakia. Miss Grand Slovakia measures 173 in height and her measurements are 32, 24, 38. Miss Grand South Africa. Miss Grand South Africa is 169 in height and her measurements are 34, 25, 35. Miss Grand South Sudan. Miss Grand South Sudan is 175 in height and her measurements are 34, 25, 38. Miss Grand Spain. Miss Grand Spain is 178 in height and her measurements are 36, 27, 37. Miss Grand Sri Lanka. Miss Grand Sri Lanka is 175 in height and her measurements are 34, 27, 35. Miss Grand Sweden. Miss Grand Sweden is 174 in height and her measurements are 32, 26, 38. Miss Grand Tanzania. Miss Grand Tanzania measures 169 in height and her measurements are 29, 24, 36. Miss Grand Tatarstan. Miss Grand Tatarstan is 177 in height and she measures 32, 24, 37. Miss Grand Thailand. Miss Grand Thailand is 175 in height and her measurements are 34, 23, 37. Miss Grand Uganda. Miss Grand Uganda is 175 in height and her measurements are 31, 23, 34. Miss Grand Ukraine. Miss Grand Ukraine is 177 in height and her measurements are 34, 24, 36. Miss Grand United States of America. Miss Grand United States of America is 175 in height and her measurements are 34, 24, 38. Miss Grand U.S. Virgin Islands. Miss Grand U.S. Virgin Islands is 168 in height and her measurements are 34, 24, 36. Miss Grand Venezuela. Miss Grand Venezuela measures 175 in height and her measurements are 34, 23, 36. Miss Grand Vietnam. Miss Grand Vietnam is 176 in height and her measurements are 34, 25, 37. Miss Grand Wales. Miss Grand Wales is 163 in height and her measurements are 30, 23, 36. These are all the contestants of Miss Grand International 2017 in the MGI swimwear. Let's give all of them a big round of applause. Don't forget, you can comment, like, and share on Miss Grand International fan page. And don't forget to vote for them for Miss Popular Vote via our Miss Grand application, which you can download on iOS and Android. And this beauty pageant, Miss Grand International 2017 in Vietnam, cannot be successful without the combination of our local partners. We are grateful to the government of Phu Quoc, Kiên Giang province, for all your support to the program. Many thanks to our sponsor, the Cooling Tea, Dr. Tang Sugar Free. We would like to thank Trong Ting Group, owner of Sun Spa Resort and Paradise Cave, for sponsoring the National Costume Corporation in Gang Binh. Many thanks to Pullman Hotels and Resort, our sponsor of Gala Dinner in Ho Chi Minh City. Many thanks to Vietnam Airlines, our sponsor of transportation of MGI 2017. Thank you to our hairstylist partner, Tua Han Lang. Many thanks to Song Ang Healthcare, our healthcare partner. Thank you to the support of NT Company, the provider of integrated advertising service. And last but not least, thank you to our event stage partner, Hing Ang Show, for your support. Aren't the ladies super amazing and beautiful? They did an amazing job. I'm so, so proud of you. And now I would like to announce that in Vietnam, you can watch a live show on VTC9, Let's Viet TV channel, Cang Binh and Kiên Giang channel. These shows are also live on IPTV and OTT channels. In other countries, you can watch a show on Channel 7 in Thailand, TV Laos, Kapatit TV 5 in Middle East, Axion TV International, and also in Myanmar. You can also watch live for every event and daily activities via the Miss Grand International fan page. Don't forget to follow. So now I would like to invite Mr. Nawat Itsaragi Singh, President of Miss Grand International Organization, for a photo. To invite Ms. Ariska, our Miss Grand International 2014. Next, I would like to invite Tieng and the judges and our VIPs. And Mr. Ressa, Vice President. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for everyone who stayed tuned with us during the Miss Grand International Swimsuit Competition. I think we're ready. Are we ready? We're going to have a surprise for you.